I was so relieved of the pressure.
And I will continue to use it for my back for many years to come.
It's been one of the best purchases that I've ever made in my life.
I have 6 grandkids, and I am able to get on the floor and play with them. Thanks for being there for me. I really appreciate it. Keep up the good work and stay upside down.
Man, it feels so good and just really relaxes you. I don't know that I'll ever not use this every day.
We use it every night right before we go to bed. We love our inversion table and we couldn't do without it.
I just really wanted to say thank you.
So glad you guys are with us. Thank you for your orders on that bike. Please stay where you are to get yours. Drop in that basket. Proud of you. We're gonna turn to the passive side of fitness next. This is our longest running piece of fitness equipment at HSN. I mean, the inversion table has been around for 40 years. We're celebrating 40 years from Roger Teeter first coming out with his initial model. And boy, the evolution of this table has just come a whole long way. Another customer pick. 91% of the reviews on hsn.com are 5-star, perfectly 5-star rated. So you can take a look at that and take a read on those comments. But if any of you are dealing with pain, tension, stress, aren't we all? This is an amazing way to relieve it. It really helps to elongate your spine, give you better posture, and again, add so much more flexibility. And if you want to take it to the level of strength training, you totally can. Roger himself, the man is such an inspiration. He's gonna share a few thoughts with you about why he chose our special guest to be the expert in his place when he can't be here for these early morning shows. He's on the West Coast. So take a listen to Roger, and he'll tell you a little bit more about Tim. You'll meet him in a second.
Hi there, thanks for having us back. I'm so excited to have Tim Wilkins here to tell you about the Teeter FitSpine. Riley and I got to know Tim years ago on HSN. He's personally been using the Teeter inversion for years. What you might not know is that he's also a champion bodybuilder and an award-winning health chef. He also will give you some coaching on the new Teeter app. So please join me in welcoming Tim Wilkins.
I have loved Tim for a long time. He has quite the story to share. Nice to have you with us this morning. Tim, welcome to the show.
So good to be with you, Callie. It's been way too long.
I know, hasn't it? Well, I tell you, you are a perfect ambassador to represent this product. This is the table I own. I own the original, had it for years, actually donated it when this table came out, because this is the latest, the most advanced, and the most evolved. This is an FDA-registered Class 1 medical device, UL certified. It is absolutely the top of the line when it comes to a quality table, which is what you want when you're hanging upside down, Tim, right?
You want the best constructed, safest, and by the way, you say that, the only one that is registered as a Class 1 medical device to relieve the 10 real causes of back pain. And we have a graphic for that because so many people connect with this. They connect with the fact that when it's time to relieve that back, and you know who you are. If you have back pain, you are able to relieve sciatica, spinal degenerative joint disease, spinal curvature due to tight muscles, muscle tension, herniated disc. Look how long this list is, Callie. Degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis, facet syndrome, and muscle spasm. And that's because this goes to the root cause of back pain, using decompression, using something that is so natural that it's been around for thousands of years. This table's been evolving, like you said, over the generations of the 40 years we've been on HSN with all those amazing reviews. But decompression, using gravity to relieve the pressure in those aching muscles, to realign the spine, to open up those discs, by the way, about 1 to 2 inches that are pinching those nerves and causing those nerve endings to give us all that pain. And on top of that, it's doing something that we don't normally get to do except at night when we sleep, and not very fast. When you open those discs up, that's the only time they get to feed and rejuvenate. They don't have veins. They're avascular. So you're actually creating a healthier spine and creating those abilities to move and enjoy life and visit and travel. All those things that people with back pain don't normally do or avoid, that changes their life.
It's so true. I mean, pain debilitates us. And a lot of us are, you know, you're prone to just reach for the medicine cabinet, which is just gonna kind of temporarily make it not feel as hurtful, but this can help in the long run. We've got so many testimonials we're gonna share. One of them, I actually wanna get early on the Atkinson study, because the truth is, after the year that we've all been through, we're sitting a lot more, we're doing a lot more just desk work and Zoom calls and tech neck and all of the things that, you know, causing our bodies to change this year over the past, you know, year of COVID. So let's talk about the load that our back takes, not just during the obvious exercises or different sporting activities, but even as we're sitting or sleeping.
This was done at a university in Sweden where they actually surgically implanted pressure sensors into the spine. You'll see where it's lit up in the low back. And this is a baseline. You'll see that 100% line of just standing. And we all know standing is creating pressure because of gravity forcing down on the body. Now, the next one we think, all right, if we're going to pick something up, look how that load increases to 200%. You think, okay, that's so natural. Sitting, now mind you, look at how perfectly this individual is sitting, 150% load. I am not one of those people that sits perfectly. I'm this guy. And a lot of people are 250%, 2.5 times the load on our bodies, dumping all that pressure, loosening the muscles and dumping that pressure into the back. If you're sitting more, now here, lying down, we still have 25% pressure because of the muscles and the ligaments. So the feeding process for that spine, realigning and getting everything the way it should be, if you're laying properly, takes extra hours. When you decompress, when you invert and take all the pressure off the spine, you're feeding the health of that spine. I love these videos because it does show how that realignment takes place, the pressure that comes off those joints. And you're talking about de-stressing. When you let all the tension out of your neck, your upper back, you're using gravity in the exact opposite way of how gravity is working on you. You're letting the weight of the head take the pressure off the shoulders and the neck. The weight of the torso is taking the pressure off the back. The back is taking the pressure off the hips and the knees. And you're giving your body the ability to just feel good. Look at this one, how you see how those muscles light up. You're able to do these stretches, and we'll show you these. We actually have an app that's free with no subscription that will walk you through both the assembly and how to use it. So it's completely goof-proof. It's one of those things that just shows all the different ways to get this home and start using it and feeling that pain relief and start to live right away.
Yeah, it really it comes with a whole host of information. You know, it's incredible. Read some comments. This is a massive customer pick. I mean, think about that. For 40 years, I mean, to have something that has helped people live a more pain-free life, boy, what a gift that this is to you. And by the way, I haven't even talked about how incredibly affordable it is here at HSN. $329 on sale. I mean, it's a $400, I wanna say $460 is the normal price. You are saving a ton today. It's the only airing of the day. This, you know, maybe there's a reason you tuned in right now. If you've been dealing with some stress and some strain, and don't we all, from just living on the planet, gravity pushing us down, but adding all the rest of it to our world, boy, no wonder we're holding tension in our shoulders and our neck. When you release and you relax into this position, I can't wait to do it, it's incredible. You just feel taller, probably because you are after you get off of this, but it is just it feels so good. And this is another piece, you don't have to have any coordination whatsoever. It's one of my favorite parts. But while I invert, I'd love to also take a listen. We have testimonials to share. Most importantly, I'd love to get a doctor's perspective on this. We've got two doctors that have medical perspectives to share about the benefits of inversion, and then we'll tell you more on the other side.
So when you decompress, there is a lengthening of the spine. And by doing so, with a greater disc height, you've got more room for the nerves. There's less compression with the facet joints, and the spine is just much happier.
For the past 53 years, I've been a neurosurgeon with a major interest in chronic pain and dealing with many patients with back pain. Most patients tell me if they use their Teeter inversion table on a regular basis, they simply feel much better. No one has to do anything to you, and I think it's a very natural way to deal with the problem.
A neurosurgeon of 53 years had that to say about the benefits of inversion. Everybody should have this table. Honestly, you really should. If it's the first thing you do in the morning to relax, or the last thing you do before you go to sleep to relax, it does relax you. But then when you're done, Tim, I always feel like I have like this oxygen flow throughout my body. It's just like, I feel like tingly almost. It's the best feeling ever.
It's so great you should say that, because I do it in the morning. Sometimes I'll do it after my workout, or I'll come in out of the office that I'm stuck in now for hours, and I'll go upside down, and I'll take that deep breath, and I'll feel the blood in my head, and I'll start thinking again, where I wasn't thinking a few minutes ago, and I'll get this rush of thought, and it's like the light bulb comes on, and I'll run back in and work for a couple hours, and then I like to do it before bed, 3 to 5 minutes. It's important to know this, by the way. You don't ever have to go to full inversion. We've got actually this. Let me walk you through this, Callie, because this is, you talk about the one you had and the one now that you have this one. This is the latest, most advanced model we've ever had. So the biggest thing we've done right away is this bottom section here. And by the way, this comes almost completely assembled. There's only a few parts. You put these handles on, you put in this adjustable piece that comes completely out. This is how you adjust the height. It goes from 4'8" to 6'6". It's in centimeters and inches. Let's put it back on my height. There we go. And this piece right here is the new Ergo Advanced foot support with micro adjustments. This was originally created for us to use for clinical use for a doctor's office, but now we put this on our home version. We've added these traction handles so you can actually push against this when you're inverted to give yourself extra traction. These easy handles, there is no fear involved in this, and I'll walk you through that in a minute as well. And pick your level of inversion with this color-coded strap here that clips underneath, 20, 40, or 60%, or leave it undone to go to full inversion like Roger does at 82 years old and does sit-ups. You put yourself in. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. You get in, lock yourself into place. You hear those clips right there? Super padded, super comfortable, but very secure. And then we've got this precision balanced to where you can literally control completely the amount that you want to invert and the speed. Or you can walk yourself back with these handles. Now, when you get back to inversion, give yourself a nice breath, hands up. Eventually, you'll start stretching and moving around and getting things completely loosened up. 3 to 5 minutes a day. That's all you have to do to get the full benefits. I spend more time on hold with my chiropractor's office than I do inverted to feel good. There's no pills. There's no appointments. Now, here's a question I see on the shows all the time, Callie. People say, okay, now the hands will get you up and back. I'm top heavy. I skipped too many leg days when I was working out as a kid. So you bend the knees a little bit, and now I am right back up, nice and slow at my own pace. It is so easy, so fun to use, because you feel so much better. You say this is for everyone, and for the health of the spine and feeling relaxed and de-stressing, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
But for the people who have back pain, it is a life changer. You watch the testimonials, read the testimonials online, and you will connect with people who have your pain, who are living new lives.
Because the truth is, and no matter what your age right now, I mean, it's inevitable that at some point you're going to have some issues. It's just the mere fact of living on the planet. But as we age, obviously, things start shifting. And unless you're doing something to reverse this process, it's not going to get better. Look at this.
No, Roger talks about this all the time. You see that person slumped over, they weigh the same, but they look heavier because they're dumping the same amount of mass in more area, in less area actually, because you're slumped over. You start to walk old, you start to feel old. Roger's probably not here because he's skiing at 82. He's either water skiing or snow skiing. Every time he turns around, he's like, get this one for me, I'm going to Mount Hood. So I have to applaud someone who's taking care of their spine after a serious injury 40 years ago, which is why he created all this. And he said, I'm not going to live like that. I've been through this as well. I don't know if you have, where you're crawling to the shower to put hot water on your back. There he is, skiing the slalom course at 82 years old, out there on the lake, living the best life you could imagine, chasing around those grandkids, which is what so many people don't do when they're debilitated with back pain.
I know.
They avoid the fun.
And that's just it. And you don't have to. In fact, I'd love to listen to Horace's experience. He's got a wonderful story. All the stories we hear on the show are heartwarming. They're touching, they're moving, because living with pain is no fun. It changes your life. It kind of stops your life. This can help really keep you on the course that you want to go towards. Horace is a walking, living testimonial about that. Take a listen to him, and then we'll tell you more.
I was always an active person. I've always been physical. To have that come to a screeching halt was something I really couldn't live with. Physically, mentally, and emotionally, I was totally a grumpy old man. When I got my teeter, that's when it all changed for me. And the more I worked my back, the more relief my back gave me. And that's when I knew that this machine really works. It's so simple and yet so effective. If it wasn't for the Teeter, I wouldn't be the person I am today. It put the smile back on my face. If I was face to face with Roger Teeter, I would cry like a baby because what he gave me was my life back. And I thank him. I thank him for that.
You can just tell me in person.
Oh, God. Thank you, sir. I didn't know you were going to be here.
I love my job, and it's because of testimonies like yours. I wrecked my back, and Inversion changed my life. This is not a gimmick. We're not just selling product. We're selling a changed lifestyle.
Yes.
So many people have written off their ability to move freely because of old age. No, it's the long-term effects of gravity combined with lifestyle, posture, and a whole lot of other things. Teeter's a way to fight back against that.
I can't thank you enough.
I mean, I've seen that several times. I still get tingles. You could tell Horace, I mean, his whole life, it turned around for him because he's doing something about that back pain that was debilitating. I don't want you to live that way either. I know Roger doesn't. Tim and I, we both feel, because we know, because this is the table I have in my home. It's in my guest room right now. I have it folded up because I wasn't using it for the last week because I had my brother was staying with me, but you know, that's the beauty too. This is all the space it takes if you want to fold it up if in between uses. Everybody can use this and benefit from it. You, your partner, your husband, your wife, your kids, if they're old enough. The truth is, life is hard and it takes its toll. Gravity takes its toll. But this can help. It's almost like an option to reverse the aging process. When you think about some of the things, we'll show that list again of some of the things that because it is FDA registered, a class 1 medical device, we're talking about not only just back pain, but sciatica, herniated disc. There's a lot of things that this is really gonna help you deal with aside from any prescription. Tim, let's talk this list through. It's a big one and it's important.
It is, and being the only one that's FDA registered is a huge, huge honor, and we've earned that. Sciatica, spinal degenerative joint disease, spinal curvature, tight muscles cause that. Muscle tension, herniated discs, degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis, facet syndrome, those facet joints pinching away, and muscle spasm. 3 out of those 10 are mine that cause all of my back pain. 52, I'm still lifting as much as I can and pretending that I'm a lot younger than I am. I'll go ahead and admit that. I do a lot of things I shouldn't do. And this keeps me out of pain with no pills, no appointments. Normally, if I feel something pop, and it's usually not in the gym, usually the muscles will splint that joint or disc. It's, for a lot of us, you go to pick up a sock, you go to pet the dog, and there's that pop. And sometimes it'll take me to my knees. You're using the bed to turn over. Well, now I don't do that. Now I go straight into my inversion table, invert and relax and let all that pull its way back into place. Now, a lot of people, it's the hips, Callie. I don't know if yours tilt out and go out of alignment, but one of the things that we've just added to this version of the table is this lumbar support. And this lumbar bridge, you actually put this in at your level. When you put on this, it's like when the chiropractor checks the levels of your legs to make sure to see if your hips are out of alignment. This aligns the hips to start that alignment from the hips as a base and goes up to the top, getting that alignment straight all the way through the process. Now we've also added these acupressure nodes that clip in here in different spots. You can put them anywhere you want, like a massage when they dig in those thumbs and loosen up all that tension to relieve all that pressure in your back. And the table is brand new as well. It's even more comfortable. A lot of other models will use memory foam, which doesn't allow you to slide to get that full decompression through inversion. We've actually kept it comfortable by taking the bed and putting it off the frame and putting out an 8-point floating suspension, so you're getting the comfort and still getting the full benefit of inversion. And by the way, without going fully inverted.
It's so true. In fact, I'm going to jump on because honestly, I just love the feeling. And it's so easy. You know, it's the easiest way to consider yourself in the world of fitness. You just step in, and you know, there's a lot of upgrades over the years. We haven't really elaborated on it, but just trust us when we say this is the latest, most advanced model on the market that we happen to have on sale by $120 less here, and only here. Can we do that? $120 off, free shipping. You can do 5 flex, so it's $65.99. This is something you will own, you will have, you will live with, you will love for a lifetime. You really will. So I just locked myself in, I'm 5'9". You just gently kind of, I love going to full inversion right now. We've just kind of set it with the tether underneath so I can just show you. You don't have to go to full inversion to enjoy the benefits, because this position, I just felt a couple little like, whoo, you felt it just release what was trying to stay caught in my spine. Tim, like you, I have a lower back issue. Since I was a 12-year-old, I had an accident in a swimming pool. I've always been prone to my lower back going out. But since I've been inverting, just this process of just stretching it and elongating it, and then when you get up, it's just this easy. I just kind of take my knees and bend them, and then you can see it just naturally brings you into a more upright position. But it strengthens and stretches. It's why we call it the passive side of fitness, because all you're doing is relaxing, but your body is gaining strength and stretch. And then that list of all the areas that it can help with, those are painful. And most of us just feel like, well, I guess I'm just supposed to live through the pain for the rest of my life. No, that is not the point. Roger would be mad at you if he thought that's how you were looking at, your future. He wants you to live an active life that is fun and full of everything that the family experience can bring to you. And I do too, I really do. I'd love to listen to some other testimonials, but another doctor's perspective too, because I know Roger has been to a lot of them, and they do encourage their patients to do the inversion process too. This one is Dr. Taunts. Take a listen.
The discs that sit here are like shock absorbers we have on the car. So when you get up in the morning, you may be 6'1". When you go to bed at night, you're actually about 6'1½". You lose 1/4 to 1/2 inch of height as these shock absorbers get squeezed and the water comes out of them. Then when you're asleep, they rehydrate. One of the advantages, I think, of Roger's device is that you can do this during the day too and give yourself kind of a break from the constant pressure on your back and on these shock absorbers to allow them to rehydrate by taking all the pressure off and letting them have some freedom. People that get on a standard routine and do it again and again do far better than people that go for 3 weeks of therapy and then re-injure again in a year, go for 3 weeks therapy. A daily routine, which is what Roger's recommending, I think is a very good way of getting your back in great shape so that as we stay vertical for our lives, we don't start breaking down later on.
Well, it's why inversion is offered in chiropractic offices, and obviously it's something that, gosh, I think it's been around since how long ago was this concept invented?
2,000 years.
There you go. 2,000 years.
I'm not kidding. 2,000 years. And it is so natural to use gravity to decompress. But there's a very important thing about aging and really how that works and how injuries and pain happens. When we compact our spine, the fact that our discs are not naturally vascular and regenerating themselves, unless they're opened up and fed, they're going to compress. You're going to have those pinched nerves. You're going to have those facet joints. I got a spine over there I can show you on. You're going to have those facet joints causing the pain. You're going to have disc on disc, or the vertebra on vertebra without the disc as those shock absorbers the doctor was talking about. So it is so important. We don't wait till we have cavities to start brushing our teeth to have a regular, daily, once, twice a day, 3 to 5 minute routine. That's all we're asking, to get the most out of your life, to relieve the pressure and relieve the pain and be able to do things. When people are afraid of the pain, Callie, if they have back pain, they don't get on the floor and play with their kids and grandkids. They don't do the activities. They'll say to people, I don't want to go on a long car ride to visit you because I know it's going to hurt.
Right.
If you can avoid that, you can start getting back to your life. When we start opening things back up in this country, people are going to want to, everybody's feeling cooped up. I can't wait to travel. And I know that if I invert before I get on a plane or before I get in the car, it's going to make that trip that much more enjoyable.
There's no question.
It's such an important part.
Yeah, I mean, pain shuts us down. Pain makes us stop living. And the longer you live that way, the worse it's going to get. And the crabbier I know I get. Pain is not fun. And I don't want you to just mask it with a pill, because that's not going to help you long term. This can help you long term. I know, did you know that free shipping is saving you another $45? On top of $120 savings that we have on this today, 5-year warranty. I mean, this is a quality piece. Don't get an imposter, don't get a copycatter, because this is the one that's not just FDA registered, a class 1 medical device, it's UL certified. And let's elaborate here, Tim, because this, and the Teeter family went beyond, above and beyond what was expected to do the standard testing. They went to the extreme. This is
way beyond.
Way.
This Roger has his architectural engineering background and uses heat-treated steel. They had to go through this UL testing, and they were the only ones that passed, by the way. But they didn't pass by a little. They kept going for thousands of repetitions. It's certified for up to 300 pounds and 4'8" to 6'6", but they went for thousands of repetitions with 1,200 pounds. They loaded up the table. They put it through the most amazing stress to make sure that you are completely safe. And the other ones didn't just fail. They actually broke or crumbled because the steel they used wasn't strong enough. You see the repetitions, you see the cycles that they put this through to make sure that when there's Roger hands-on. If there's anybody that loves this and loves helping people, that knows that this is going to bring people a better life, it's Roger. And he is so involved in making sure that this foot piece, this easy reach handle, so that when your back is out, you don't have to reach down to the floor to lock your ankles in, is so great. But then the micro adjustments, the extra padding he put on the ankles, if we can show that on Donna's with a nice close-up, you see, there it is right there. It is so easy to lock in and so comfortable now with that extra padding and then the hard outer shell. You hear all those clicks? That is clinical quality right there. That's doctor's office quality to make sure that any size ankle can be completely locked in so that when you invert, and you invert on this super safe table, that you feel so secure.
Yeah, and that is so important. We have such limited time. I'd love to squeeze one more testimonial in because it's so important, impressive, and touching to hear how their lives have become so much better because they got this table. Here's Nancy.
My back started to really bother me. I don't want to go through life being less and less of myself. I want to be able to do everything and anything that I want to do. The first time that I laid on the teeter, I got on there, locked my ankles in, laid back, and it was just a relief. I knew it was going to work for me. It's beautifully engineered. It doesn't take up very much space in your house. It's very easy to schedule it into your life. You lay down, you relax, you can meditate for a few minutes, you get off, and you're a new person. The biggest difference the teeter table has made in my life is that I have physical freedom. I'm probably really boring because when anyone complains to me about their back, I say, well, have you tried a teeter table? It helped me so much you have no idea.
I love her. I mean, she's just, matter of fact, it's great. It really is a great experience.